10 Things to Let Go of for a Better Life. Chapter 1. Let Go of Unrealistic Expectations. Expectations can drive us to dream and grow, but when they leave no room for mistakes, they stop being a drive and become a burden. Many of us grew up hearing, "Do your best, don't fail, and don't disappoint anyone." We started tying our self-worth to our results. When we succeed, we feel valuable. When we fail, even a little, we feel worthless. Unrealistic expectations make us afraid to rest and afraid to admit we are human. We ask, "Is this enough?" instead of, "Am I okay?" Story: the day Thomas stopped trying to be perfect. Thomas was the guy everyone counted on. He wasn't the loudest, but he never said no to hard work. He lived like a machine programmed not to fail. The night before a big project deadline, he was alone in the office. He read the file over and over. It was good enough, but his mind wouldn't accept it. His hands shook, and he passed out. He woke up in the hospital. The doctor said, "Your body is exhausted." Thomas realized he wasn't afraid of failing. He was afraid the world would stop if he took a break. The next day, he called his boss and said, "I can't do this alone. Can the team help?" The project succeeded. It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough, and the world didn't end. Have patience with all things, but first of all with yourself. Chapter 2. Let Go of Comparison. In a world where we see everyone's life 24/7, it's easy to ask, "They did it, why haven't I?" We compare our behind the scenes, our struggles and exhaustion with everyone else's highlight reel. Life isn't a race where everyone starts at the same line. When we compare, we lose sight of our own small steps. Letting go of comparison doesn't mean ignoring others. It means not using their lives as a ruler to measure yours. Story: Tom's Race. Tom was an amateur runner. Every morning in the park, someone faster or fitter would pass him. He started asking himself, "Why do I run if I never win?" One day he stopped, out of breath. An old man sitting on a bench asked, "Why did you stop?" Tom said, "I'm slow. I'm not like them." The old man smiled. "Do you see a finish line?" Tom shook his head. "That's because there is no race here, just people taking care of their hearts in their own way." The next day, Tom ran again. He didn't care who passed him. He ran because he wanted to. It was his best run yet. Comparison is the thief of joy. Chapter 3. Let Go of Guilt from the Past. Guilt is a quiet emotion. It presses down on our hearts. We judge our past selves with the knowledge we have today, forgetting that us in the past didn't know what we know now. Guilt should be a teacher, not a jailer. Punishing yourself forever doesn't make you a better person. It just keeps you stuck. Letting go isn't forgetting. It's accepting that you've learned the lesson and don't need to pay the fine for the rest of your life. Story: Mia's Dark Room. Mia kept a key in a drawer she never opened. It was for a small storage room full of old things and bad memories. She had made a mistake years ago that hurt someone. Since then, she lived cautiously, never taking risks, never forgiving herself. One night, the power went out. Mia needed a candle. She opened the drawer, took the key, and finally opened that room. In the candlelight, she saw old photos and journals. They didn't show failure. They showed a girl who was trying her best. She cried not out of hate, but out of understanding. The room didn't lock her in. She had just been afraid to turn on the light. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are. Chapter 4. Let go of people-pleasing. People-pleasers aren't weak. They are terrified of losing love or being rejected. We say yes when we want to say no. We smile when we want to cry. Eventually, we forget who we really are. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's protecting the little space your heart needs to rest. True love shouldn't require you to betray yourself to keep it. Story: Polly's empty chair. Polly was always invited to dinner, not because she was the life of the party, but because she never said no, anytime, anywhere. But in those loud groups, she felt alone. One evening, a friend called to invite her out. Polly was exhausted. For the first time, she said, "I need to rest tonight. I can't make it." The line went silent. Then the friend said, "Oh, okay." Polly ate dinner alone at home. She expected to feel lonely or guilty, but instead she felt a peaceful silence. She realized that pleasing herself was more important than pleasing everyone else. You don't need to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Chapter 6. Let go of fear of the future. Fear of the future comes as a constant whisper. What if? What if I fail? What if I choose wrong? We think worrying is planning, but we are just wasting today's energy on a tomorrow that hasn't happened. This fear doesn't make us run away, it makes us freeze. We stop starting. We stop trusting ourselves. Story: The Invisible Staircase. Paul stood outside a company building, gripping his resume. He wanted this job, but the fear paralyzed him. What if I'm not good enough? He remembered his mother's words, "You don't have to be better than anyone else, just be braver than you were yesterday." He stepped into the elevator. He felt like he was climbing a staircase where he couldn't see the top. He didn't know what was up there, but he knew if he didn't step, he'd stay on the ground forever. He didn't get that job, but he gained the confidence to keep stepping. Months later, he found a job that was perfect for him. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Chapter 7. Let go of anger and resentment. Anger feels powerful, but it's a trick. It makes us think we're in control, but really the anger controls us. Holding a grudge doesn't punish the person who hurt you, it burns you. Letting go of anger isn't saying what happened was okay, it's deciding that you refuse to let that pain run your life anymore. Story: Ken's fire. Ken didn't think he was an angry person, but he never forgot a slight. Every time he thought of the past, his chest felt hot. It was a fire that never went out. One cold night, he sat alone but felt uncomfortably hot. He realized the fire of his anger wasn't keeping him warm anymore, it was burning him alive. He wrote a letter to the person who hurt him. He poured everything out. Then he tore up the paper. He didn't send it. He didn't need an apology anymore. He just needed to stop carrying the weight. For the first time, his heart could breathe. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Chapter 8. Let go of controlling life's story. We think if we plan well, life will follow our script. We try to control the beginning, middle, and end. But life isn't a movie, and we aren't the only directors. When life goes off script, we blame ourselves. Letting go means realizing that some chapters write themselves, and they might be better than what we planned. Story: April's Life Plan. April had a life plan notebook. Step 1, school. Step 2, job. Step 3, marriage. Every timeline was set. Then, on a random Tuesday, she lost her job. No warning. April looked at her notebook. The ink was clear, but her life was blurry. She was too scared to write a new plan. Finally, she wrote one sentence. "I don't know yet, but I won't stop walking." Her notebook turned from a rule book to a journal of discovery. She found that the chapters she didn't plan were the ones where she truly found herself. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards.
Chapter 10. Let go of the fear of new beginnings. Starting over is scary because we remember the pain of the last time we tried. Our experience becomes a wall instead of a bridge. We say, "I'm not ready," but we really mean, "I'm scared to hope again." But not starting is a choice too, one that hurts us slowly. You don't need to be confident to start over, you just need to give yourself a chance. Story: Will's Coffee Shop. Will closed his coffee shop after 3 years. He saw it as a total failure. He stopped talking about coffee completely. Months later, the smell of fresh coffee from a small stand caught his attention. He ordered a cup and admitted to the barista, "I used to have a shop." That night, Will wrote a small note. Not a big business plan, just a small idea. He wasn't ready to open a new shop yet, but he stopped closing his heart. And that is where every new beginning starts. Every moment is a fresh beginning. Epilogue. Letting go. Life doesn't get lighter instantly, but it stops getting heavier. Your problems might not be solved yet, but check your heart. Does it feel a little less tight? Letting go isn't about throwing everything away, it's about putting down the heavy bags you don't need to carry anymore. If you must try, try gently. If you must endure, endure with kindness to yourself. And if it gets too heavy, remember, letting go doesn't make you weak, it helps you walk further.